Hello and welcome back to Purbeck Farm 22. I think we're episode 5. We get to that point where I just can't remember anymore. Which is bad when we're only 5 in. I think we're 5 in. I don't think it's the second one in a row, but I think in episode 3 we started in the combine as well. This is probably going to be the last bit of harvesting we do. Unless one of the other cornfields I say that the sugar beet is going to be done, but that's ours. It might be the last time we use this particular machine. However, if another corn contract comes up, we will do it, because we are aiming towards having that cereal, aren't we? So we definitely need some corn, and at the minute we don't have access to any ourselves, so we don't have any cornfields. We will do for next year. One of the big fields is going to be a cornfield. So we'll have one corn, one barley, one... Have I drilled anything else? Oh, oats, because I need oats as well for cereal. And then whatever's left will be soybean, I think. However, it might be canola. I don't know, one of the two. I'll be doing one of the two. Since the last episode, I think we finished by, we just planted that oat field, hadn't we? And then we rolled it. And I said that I was going to do the barley field as well. Well, I did that and I rolled that. So I'll just show you which one that is. So that was the oat field we did. And then we put barley in that one. They've been rolled, they haven't been fertilised, so we need to do that. I mean, we're not in any great rush, but if we've got time in the second part of October, we'll get some of that done. What else have we done? We've also oh, if you look up in the right hand corner, and I think we'll have started the video with a really short time lapse, which showed us taking what bales we had left from the bottom 2 fields, and the 2 fields that had oats in. We took 2 and a couple more trailerfuls of straw bales and sold them. And they were worth an absolute fortune. With me not used to playing on easy economy, I'm used to getting like next to nothing for straw. It is literally normally rarely worth doing. However, for the how many do we have on? We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I think we have 14 9,000 litre bales on each trailer, and we were getting over 15 grand for it, which is absolutely insane. So that's how we're up to like 34 grand now. We were on hire, but I had to lease this corn header, because obviously we didn't have one. We just had a header for the other arable crops, which we use for the oats. So I think this header cost something like 2,700, something like that. So it wasn't cheap, but like I said, we need the corn. The other thing I did off camera was, I just sort of topped things up for the cows. So I topped the TMR up. We've actually got loads left over. I topped the water up, and I topped the straw up as well. So that's what we've done while I've been away. And I wanted just to get this started as well. We're not going to sit on here the whole time. I am going to skip it very soon, actually. I'm not even going to time lapse it, I'm literally just going to skip to the end. The sell point is Mole Valley, which is up past our farm, and it's sort of in the top left hand corner of the map. So that's where we need to go. Whether we'll get the full lot in one trailer, I'm not sure. But it doesn't really matter because we're going up there anyway. Even if we do need two trailers, we'll two trailer fulls. It's not an issue. It's not like we're going anywhere else in the map and then having to do a really long journey back for the sake of it. So I'll get this done, and we'll come back before we cash the contract in, see how much we've got left, and to see how far away we'll be from starting the cereal. Although we need honey for that, don't we? We'll have to figure out where that's going to go. I have an idea of where I want to put one of them, and I think you can only put one sell point, can't you? And don't you have to have all the bees within a certain distance of that sell point? I think you do, from what I remember. I mean, that might have changed, but I'm going from probably when I played Elm Creek, to be honest, when I first looked into it, because the only other time we've done bees was on No Man's Land, and that wasn't a problem because we only had one, and it was right next to the generator, so that wasn't an issue. But I'll crack on, I'll get this done, and we'll be back. Okay, we've moved into the next day. One thing I'll quickly do beforehand, we haven't completed the contract, so we'll do that. 4,264. To be honest, the actual contract reward wasn't the important. Why is it not letting us complete? Why is it not letting us complete that? I'm pressing to collect and it won't let us. Oh, brilliant. That's glitched for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, like I said, the contract reward wasn't the important thing. We ended up getting 3,700 litres worth of corn. Obviously it's not much, it's not going to make that much of a dent towards cereal. We'll probably have to wait until next year to start doing that, but it's something. We might get the production going, but it just won't last overly long. The reason we've come down here is because we need, what's that, 225. I need a bigger one really, although that does, the good thing about that is you can put a front loader on it. That could replace our Massey, and we'll probably get quite a bit of money back for the Massey as well. Yeah, not that much. Anyway, we're here because we want a windrower. I sent our leased one, I sent back because I just wasn't getting on with it whatsoever. I don't want to spend a fortune on one, and I don't want a mass. I do like the rakes. That's the one I had, wasn't it? I could get one of them instead. What was that? So that was 7 meters. That's 8.5. Let's go with that. Let's hire that. Just under £1,000. Basically, we were gonna take that off. We were gonna sell all our silage. That's what I was planning on doing. However, and there was the other thing that we were going to do as well, is this is the last month, or the last part of this month, sorry, where you can plant canola. But I don't think we're going to get that done now. In fact, we're pretty much not. Which means the fields that we've got left are going to be soybean and corn. But they're not. You can't plant them until about March time, I think it is. So I should have got fuel while I was down there. Yeah, I might get away with it for a bit. Yeah, you can't plant them until March, so we won't be doing any more seeding for now, because like I said, we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna have time. to get the canola in. If there's time towards the end of the day, we might get one field worth of canola done, but that's not the priority. Also, the silage, the price just goes up and up until December, which is only like another full month and a bit away, isn't it? So I'm just going to leave it because I don't need the cash now. However, what we need to do is we need to get our grass work done, or else we're going to lose it. It's in the second growth stage, second out of 3. We've already cut. I did it at the end of the last episode when we had, sorry, the last bit you seen when we done the corn. I did it then. I cut and tedded. Am I going to get round here? Think I can squeeze past there? Yeah, it should be alright. Oh, I've even left the tedder in there as well. I cut and I thought I tedded both sides, obviously not. That is what we're going to do though. Both sides of this are going to be here because we just don't have enough here. Tell you what, let's quickly get this. I think we've only got about 6 bales, and the way our cows are absolutely annihilating the TMR, I don't think we're going to have enough to last the winter. So these 2 fields here are going to be purely for here, and then what we're going to do is the big fields that we did in, was it episode 1? We did the grass work. That we're going to fill the second pit for silage, and then by the time we come to sell it, we'll hopefully have 2 massive pits of silage. I mean, the one we've got at the minute is still at 400,000 litres. Obviously we need to keep some for the cows, but I think I've worked out it's only around, we only need around about 7,500 litres per mix, so we won't have to keep that much really. I tell you what, there was a couple of people ask about the grass texture. So a couple of people have thought when I've cut the grass, you can't really see it because it's, with it only being 8:30 and on an October morning, still quite dark. But yeah, people have thought when you first cut the grass, then that's automatically turned it to here, but that's just because the colouring's different. So they've got different textures for the grass compared to the base game, which looks great. We mentioned it from when we first got on the map. It's more like the colouring of FS19 than anything else. Which isn't a bad thing at all. It's just a shame that with obviously on seasons on 19 you would have to leave the grass out, wouldn't you, to dry. So I'm not even sure if you were playing on a British map in October if you would ever be able to make hay, because it just wouldn't be hot enough and there'd be too much moisture in the air. But that was great, like that was really, really good. Having to plan around that, it just meant your first cut that you did, which was what, normally around about May, something like that, that cut, or was it the other way, was the first cut the one where you only got, you didn't get as much, I can't remember, but it just meant the first cut that you did, you had to get the hay off that, and then the last one you were sort of running the risk of whether you'd be able to do it or not. And I'm sure 9 times out of 10 on a British map you would never get hay. You'd only end up being able to do either grass, which obviously would rot in 19, or silage. missed that bit there, didn't it? There, we eventually got it. Yeah, I didn't expect to have to do this part of it. I thought I'd tedded both sides. Tell you what, I'll get this off, and then we'll come back when we start raking it. Right, we're almost done. What I've decided to do is, because I'm not going to be able to record for overly long in a session. I'm kind of just sneaking 20 minutes in. I'm gonna stop in these two fields. So as soon as we finish this, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna get the mowers on, and I'm gonna start mowing the two big fields. So these here, I'm gonna start mowing them. Because like I said, I can do that as a time lapse. And I just won't have enough time to bale and move these two fields in the time I've got to record. So I think that is probably a better way around it. Oh my god, slow down, there we go. I'll show you something else I did as well, and it was simply to increase the nitrogen level in the field, more just getting ready for next year more than anything, because I've got nothing off it this year. I'll just get these mowers on. Oh, that just to the right hand side is manure. We are getting manure from the cows. I'll show you quickly. So yeah, we're getting a stream of it here, and it seems to go up to 5,000 litres and then stop. So it fills up really, really quickly. We're going to have to get something. Basically, we're going to have a plan of where we're going to put that manure, because at the minute it's just dumped there, and I've got no idea what to do with it. And it's not like there's loads where we can afford to buy a bit of kit to start fertilising the fields with, not at the minute anyway. So just on the right hand side in the cow field, I went round the edges, which we did get some grass off, but then I also did in the middle, and it was just to increase the nitrogen level, which it seems to have done by about 25 or so. You'll see this is only at the sort of first harvest growth stage, so we're not going to get as much off this as we did last time, but we'll at least get something. And I think this is the last month we can do it as well, so we might as well do it now. Let's get this started. This is literally going to be, I need to get this on because I think I've got it on widespread. Yeah, I have. Yeah, this is going to be a time lapse. We're not going to do this full lot on record. Unfold, lower, switch on. We don't want it on there. That's where we want it. Right. Let's get that off and let's get cracking.
Nine. 8. 7. Ignition. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Blast off.
And we are just about done. I think we've got I think there's over 200,000 litres in there. I'd have to put the help window back on. I'm not smashing into my baler. Right, let's get this last one up. I'll have to put the help window on anyway to see if it's compacted. It should be, because I think I was showing in the time lapse that we were sort of going back and forth over it just once or twice with this, with the wagon when it's emptied. It seems to work a treat. The thing why I'm saying I think we're actually 2 real life days after I started recording this to where we are now, just with work etc and being able to actually having time to record. So I'm pretty sure that that's what we did. Let's put that on, see how far away we are. Obviously we're going to have to scoop up the stuff out the front. We're 100% brilliant. I thought we'd be close. Let's get this scooped up at the front. Probably could have left that in a better place, couldn't it? But the little Massey has the turning circle for that. Right, and for whatever reason it just pushes. Hopefully, I mean it'll leak out a little bit here, won't it? That was just the tyre. I was hoping that was going to be the last one. It's blatantly not. Oh my god, oh my god. Let's just remember there's walls there. Silos have walls. Right, let's go here. Brilliant. And then if I can empty this and then compact it, I'll put the blanket over it. Do you know, I said 200,000, didn't I? There's nearly 300,000 in here. Right, let's blanket that. So just under 300,000 litres. And what have we got left in here? We've got 400,000 litres in there. We're going to make so much money. I mean, some of one of them we're going to have to keep. Maybe, I don't know, 50,000 litres worth, something like that. Right, let's park this up. Yeah, around 50,000 litres worth just to feed the cows. However, that still leaves us with a ridiculous amount. And if we're going to wait until December as well, I just crashed into that. Oh my god, this is the effects of too much gin last night. That's what this is. Don't drink and drive. Yeah, if we wait until December as well, we're going to make an absolute fortune. Right, let's get that off. If I can use the Massey on the rake, I might do that. What do we have? 35 horsepower. Yeah, we do. Let's do that because we always clock up the hours, don't we, on the case. It's not a case, it's a class. Oh my god. We never clock any hours up on the case. Could have maybe took the front loader off, but we're going to have a bit of weight on the back, so... Right. So this, I don't know why I'm saying if you can remember, because for yourselves, it was only, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes ago when I was talking about it. But in fact, it won't even be 15 minutes ago, will it? Because I time lapsed. So for yourselves, it was probably a minute and a half ago. I think this is more for my benefit, with it being a couple of days. So these two fields are purely to get hay bales out of for the cows. That's all these are here for. I've always liked these type of rakes. They're just dead easy to use, aren't they? They're dead straightforward. They're normally quite low power, a low power requirement. I'm hoping we get a good few bales out of here, because like I said, we use 2 every time we mix. We do a mix of TMR. So I mean, they won't last long. I mean, we could go down to 1. Probably, I would have thought. 1 bale, but then it means double. Well, it'll be more than doubling actually. The amount of silage that we use. And I don't want to do that, because obviously silage is more expensive than the hay. And we're already at the absolute limit of the straw we can use. The mix that we've got going now, we can't use any more straw. That is like absolute max. Which I think, are our straw bales 9,000 litres? I think they are, aren't they? I want to get this done because there is one more job that we need, and it isn't just a want to do, we need to do. I can't remember when we were on what I was saying about planting canola, whether I decided to or not, but today is the last day we can do that. And in the meantime of doing the grass work, I went down and started planting in one of the bottom fields, planting a canola. I mean, those fields they're pretty big, and what it showed basically was our machinery wasn't fit for purpose for something like that, for them fields. In fact, other than maybe the field that's over, you can't even see, you'll be able to see when I come back down, the one that we put barley in, which is just down that farm track there. Other from that one, I don't think our seed is fit for any of them, to be honest. It's just too small. It's a 3 metre seeder, and it's just far too small. And because it's got the power harrow attached to it as well, it actually takes quite a lot of power. So yeah, we want to change that. Oh, I also realised as well, I don't know if was it last episode? We had the fertiliser box on the front, didn't we? So, with the intention of fertilising whilst seeding at the same time. Well, that fertiliser box doesn't go with that seeder, so that's why it wasn't working. It goes with the slightly larger one, which is one I think we might actually look at getting. Right, there's one done. What I will do is I'll quickly do that one off camera, and then we'll come back and bale. Right, I've brought us back working in the second field, the one you didn't see as rake. We did that first one. We've already baled it. We got 6 bales from it. How many are we getting in each bale? 8,000. Yeah, so 6 bales from that smaller one, which I was quite pleased with, to be honest. The baler did have probably about 60 or 70% straw left in it from when we were baling up down at the oat fields, but that just, I mean, it's helped us out this time, hasn't it? But then I think when we started doing the oat fields, it had pretty much the same amount of hay in it, didn't it? And we lost out on that. This working in these 2 fields, especially with the baler, which requires it doesn't require a lot. I think it's only about 120 horsepower or something like that, so it doesn't take a lot of power out of the tractor. And I know our tractor is on its absolute legs when it comes to the maintenance for it, but it's really struggling when you hit the hills. We are going to need a more powerful tractor. I think there's no getting away from that. We've got to work in the fields over the far side as well, where we've got some sugar beet grown, and we're going to be putting in that one over there. Probably corn in the one over that side. I say the one over that side. There's going to be two, isn't there? One field will be corn, the biggest one probably, or else I'll have to put two of the smaller ones in as corn. And we just can't. We won't be able to do it with this tractor. I mean, we're down to 4 mile an hour here. In that other field, we were dropping to low as 3. There we are. We're at 3 now. And I don't think, even by, which we are going to do, we are going to fix the tractor, but even by doing that, I don't think it's going to solve the issues, because Purbeck, and one of the things that's so good about it, is all of this top end of the map is on such an incline. The gradient's really sort of pronounced, so I think even if we have a fully fixed class, which is what, 295 horsepower I think, possibly, we're still going to struggle. So we're going to have to find a way around that, I think. I can't remember what it was like when we what was the loading wagon like in these two fields? In fact, I think I might have did it off camera. I can't even speak. I think I did it off camera, possibly. I don't think you've seen us do it. You might have seen us cut the grass. It was in one of the early episodes, wasn't it? It might have even been in episode 2. I say one of the early episodes. It's only about 5 now, isn't it? Right, because we're having to go uphill, what we're on 9 bales now. Because we're having to go up a hill, I will, and we need to get on, like, we need to get down the other end of the map and get that canola in, and it's 4:30, and you can see, it's getting dark already. I'm going to get off, I'm going to quickly get this done. We can leave the bales in situ, that's not a problem. I'll pick them up in the next in-game day. But we need to get cracking, we need to get finished, and we need to get to the other end of the map to get the canola in. So I'll not be long. We're really struggling for this last bit, but we're nearly there. Almost there. I haven't had a look to see what the bale count is. We'll go on once we empty it. Obviously this bit, what we're picking up now, isn't going to count towards any. But we'll get as much as we can ready for next time, because it will actually be for here, won't it? The next time we use this baler, the grass will be ready before any crops are. Let's get ourselves out of here. Is that going to push that off there? Yep. So what we on? We are on. So we got 15. I don't think that's bad at all. 6 in this one. Obviously the remaining 9 in that one over there. 15 will 100% keep us going. I don't think there's any doubt in that. We've probably got either 6 or 8, maybe 6 left. So yeah, there won't be an issue. Which means, I think, unless we up the amount of cows we get, which I am looking to do. Basically on this, I want to get as many as possible. There's a pasture, a cow pasture over there, which we haven't seen yet. You can actually see, if you look towards the top of the screen, there's a blue marker that you can see just above one of the hedges. That's a cow pasture. One of the viewers did say that it wasn't working, it wasn't taking feed, I think they said. Sorry, I can't remember who it was who said it. I'd have to go back through through the videos, through the comments, but yeah, they said that it wasn't taking feed, so that might be something that needs fixing, or it might be sort of a local issue to himself. I don't know. What am I doing here? Oh my god. Today has not been a video about standards of driving, has it? There we go. Oh, just quickly before I get down the store, the store. I was going to say the shop. That's what we want. When I've said about these grass fields that I wasn't going to plough them up and replant them with grass, I might end up having to, because the environmental score is so low that we're going to have to do something before we sell off our silage. Oh, I forgot that was there. Our silage or any of our crops, because it's going to massively impact on how much we're going to get. So we're going to have to do something, which means doing it before December, doesn't it? Because I think, from what I remember, December's when silage is at its peak, as well as the crops that we've got. What crops have we got? Have we only got oats stored up? I don't want to crash. Yeah, bit of corn, but we're going to use that. Right, we'll get down there, we'll get hooked up to whatever we're going to seed we're going to get, and we'll get cracking. We're underway. So the bit on the left that you can see that's already been seeded, that was with our 3 metre seeder. If you have a look up at our money now, we've gone up to 53. That's because that seeder that we had, we've just sold. We got 33 grand back for the harrow and the actual seeder itself. And what we've done, we've leased this pottinger. Is it called a C6F maybe? Something like along their lines. So for this actual year, we've hired this. It'll be for this field. I don't even know why I said for this for this year. I'm just thinking this will literally be the last thing we're going to do with it, because we can't plant anything, I don't think, after. And I don't know what the overnight fee is. So would it be worth just keeping it on lease, or would it be worth just returning it and then see what we can get? So that we can plant. We just can't plant canola, can we? And I don't want to put any more wheat, barley or oats in, which is a shame. And obviously this won't do. Well, it won't do corn or sunflowers. Would do soybean though. When can we put soybean in? Not until April. I don't know. I'd have to have a look at the nightly fee, see what see if it would be worth it. It cost over 5 grand to lease it though. It wasn't cheap. I mean, I think brand new it's about 160, was it? No, it can't be. Must only be just over 100, because it's 5%, isn't it? To lease. 5% of the actual cost is what the leasing fee works out. I'm sure it does. We did, although we sold the the seeder that we had, we did purchase the field information for these two, which cost, how much did that cost? It cost us about 7 grand. It wasn't cheap, 7 or 8 grand. So I mean, this field now, do you know, we need to roll it as well. This field now, it's been fully turned over. It didn't need ploughing. It was done with the harrow. It's had lime on it, and now we're putting canola in it, and we'll have to roll it after, which is something I'll do off camera. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not even going to stay on the whole. In fact, what I might do, I might just jump. I was just going to end the video, but I might jump until the end and then see where we're at after that. But that field in front of us, I would have liked, ideally, if we had another month, I would have liked to put canola in that one as well. Just so we were dealing with the same crop. It would have just made it easier, I think. And I wanted a couple of cash crops anyway, which we're still going to get. It's just, there might be soybean instead of... that one in front of us might be soybean instead of canola. We just won't have time to get that done now. Not a chance. Even if I worked through the sort of up until midnight, we still wouldn't have time to do it. Right, I think we'll just end because it's getting dark, and I don't like doing any sort of recording when it's dark anyway, because I don't think it comes across overly well. There was some things that I wanted to do today that we couldn't because we were under time constraints. So the grasswork needed doing, or else we were going to lose the ability to get the hay and produce silage, and it would have just been a waste. We've got another 200,000 litres of silage just by getting that work done today. We've got another, did we say 16 bales? It was 16, wasn't it? We've got another 16 bales, or 15 bales. Did I do really badly with maths earlier on? I can't even remember. I have a feeling that we got 16 bales and I said we got 6 in one and 9 in the other. If I did, it's very early in the morning. So yeah, we got X amount of bales that will see us through the winter, and it might even mean we don't have to do as many next year as well, so we can make more money from silage, so we don't have to make as many hay bales, which would be good. In the next episode in November, what do we need to do? We could possibly do with finding a way. I mean, we have that way. We have you don't even know what that way is yet. That way is finding a way to fertilise some of our fields that we've already planted or seeded. We've got that trailed spreader, but it's not great. I'm not loving it. I don't like the fact that it's got a dolly, and it's also so heavy. You can't really work. So them grass fields that we've just been cutting, I don't think we'd be able to work in them with it. I don't think we'd have the power to pull it up them up the hills. So we're gonna have to look. Have I got that leased? I have. I think that might have to go back. In fact, there's no might about it. It's going back because it's just not. It's not really fit for this map unless you've got a really high power tractor. I'm going to take another end off here because it was a bit tight turning. Yeah, so we could do a bit of fertilising. The sugar beet. Wrong one. Where are we at? Sugar beet. Right, the sugar beet is either going to be ready next month or it's going to be ready in December. I'm hoping it's going to be ready next month because we will be selling it straight away. Is it being done down here? We will be selling it straight away, and it'll just give us that nice bit of income. Hopefully, although we do need to lease some equipment to get it done. But yeah, hopefully that'll be done in November. Anyway, it's going to be dark within like no time at all. I think by 6 o'clock it'll be pitch black, won't it? So we'll end it here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.
PlayStation